We've also got potentially bearish supply data later Wednesday.
Yeah, traders are expecting yet another gain in U.S. supply. And when you combine that with these fresh signs of a resurgence of the virus in China, shutting of schools in Beijing, and signs of a resurgence in several states in the U.S., we've got Florida cases surging to the highest level yet. It's really raising questions about how the recovery of oil demand is going to play out. We've seen West Texas Intermediate rebounding in the most recent session. It was up at 5% at one point, but then ended with a gain of much less than that. And as we now know, it's trailing lower in extended trading. Brent crude, which like West Texas Intermediate saw a ferocious rebound from the lows at the peak of the pandemic, is now set for a pullback. Chart watchers are saying. They're saying technical indicators are showing Brent crude is overbought. And then as we heard the International Energy Agency saying oil demand will rebound next year, they're seeing demand much better than the worst case scenario projections they had, but they are now questioning or pretty much determining that recovery to pre-crisis levels could take a couple of years. And just to underscore how the OPEC players have really cut back on their production to try and help stabilize the market, Saudi oil exports to the U.S. are on track so far in June to be at their lowest level in 35 years. Sophie?
And Sue, what are traders saying ahead of the U.S. weekly inventory data?
Well, they're saying that another round of bearish data could really put the market once again through a volatile session. If you look at the last 5 days, you'll see we've had up days and down days, but within those days, there's been wild swings. This latest session was a perfect example. Traders who have access to the American Petroleum Institute or API data, which comes out ahead of the government data later on Wednesday, they say it has stockpiles rising by 3.9 million barrels in the past week, and that's on top of last week's government report showing inventories at a record high, 538 million barrels, and that's despite U.S. production having declined at least 2 million barrels a day since mid-March. So bearish inventory data could really add a bit more volatility to this market, as well as the latest data on coronavirus cases out of Florida and Texas. The market is hypersensitive to these two data points.